welcome to Eddie Go Fly. Before I get started, I just wanted to take some time and thank you for watching my videos and just remind you, if you're getting any enjoyment out of my videos, go ahead and press the subscribe button down below so you don't miss a moment going forward. So today's video is actually part one of me breaking in my Saito FG-60 radial engine. So I'm going to start out here going over the pros on how it went. First and foremost, this engine it sounds amazing. You can't get a better sound than a Saito radial engine. I could tell during the break-in that it's very strong. It's going to have the power of about a 50 to 55 single-cylinder engine. So think of like a DA50 or that kind of range. It does hand flip pretty easy once you got it fueled up and ready to go. And there she goes. Another thing I like about this engine is how easy it is to plumb. You get your 3 lines on the fuel tank and you just have your 1 line going to the carburetor. You don't have 2 lines coming off of this carburetor. So I really do like that. Now for the bad. You'll notice later in the video that initially when I start the engine, it leans out and ends up running on 1 cylinder until that cylinder runs out of gas and then the engine shuts off. So that wasn't anything I did. That's just the engine getting fueled up for the first time ever. I didn't do any priming or anything before I started the engine. Another issue I had was that my tachometer wasn't working. So the manual does state that you want to be at about 4,000 RPM during the run-in, and I really couldn't tell where I was because my tachometer was jumping between 1,000 and 15,000, and it was all over the place. It was a mess. It overall made it pretty difficult, and I'll probably get a new tachometer going forward. I think a lot of it is how light out it is. I was kind of doing this on a cloudy day in the evening, so the tachometer might not have been picking up the propeller blades very well. So in the manual it says start the high-speed needle at 2 turns out, and I did that, and it says also to richen the mixture up until your RPMs drop to 4,000 RPM. Now at peak this engine runs 6,000 to 6,500 RPM, so to richen it up to the point where you're losing 2,000 RPM, this thing is wet. And that's one of the other issues I had, is that I had that needle 5 turns out and it was still swinging that prop at real high RPMs. Now in the manual it does state that if you're not richening up with a high-speed needle, you need to touch the low-speed needle and back that out a little bit until you start seeing that RPM drop. Now that's something I did not do, and I should have. I missed that step in the manual, so that was my fault. You'll notice about halfway through the break-in video that I shut it down and I kind of disappear for a few minutes, and that's because the plastic spring that's wrapped around the spark plug cables was resting on the exhaust ring, and it actually melted it. It doesn't hurt the actual cable itself, but it did smoke and smelled pretty bad. So that happened. I also had my nipple drain on the bottom touching the exhaust, and that melted to the exhaust as well. So you're noticing a trend here with the break-in that most things that went wrong are my fault. Now one thing that was not my fault was the fuel tank was leaking when I was filling. Every time I'd start cranking my fuel in, look at the fuel tank, and I could see it kind of spraying out of the one fitting. That fitting was tight, but I did notice after taking the tank apart that the gasket is ripped. And of course, with a brand new fuel tank from Star Hobby, you would expect it to be fuel tight right off the bat. But with it leaking all over my airplane, I I was kind of mad, so I just ripped the tank out, clipped the lines, and said, "The hell with Star Hobby." So, so I went ahead and ordered another one from Valley View RC. I've read great reviews on their fuel tanks, no leaks, nothing like that. So I look forward to putting that in the plane. So anyways, without further ado, here is the break-in video, and you'll notice all the points I just said. So bear with me, it's kind of long, kind of boring, but this engine does sound awesome. So here you are. Put pressure forward so I can put the starter on. Wait. to be 2 turns out. I'm probably like 5 now.
Oh,
Damn, it's smoking.
all that meat is burning off of it.
Shit. Let this in. Yeah.
Really,
I don't know where to.
probably tie it back right here.
See what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 3/4. Much better. Hi, Addie.
That's a pretty prop, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's one that came on the fog wolf we got from Mark.
Oh, okay.
That's what was on there. Alright. Maybe needs a little more juice. I don't know if it wants to go forward or backwards.
Yeah.
you that was going to happen.
One thing I would do is top left on it. Yeah.
Just put 2 tanks for it on the ground and you're ready for the air. Guess I'll do another one. You're gonna have to stick around if you gotta. Yeah. Alright, well that just about sums it up for tonight. So, again, thank you for watching Eddie Go Fly. Go ahead and subscribe down below. I'm going to have another break-in video and lots of flight videos on this plane going forward. I cannot wait to get this in the air. Honestly, if we get some nice weather, I'll probably have it out there. I want it to be a summer plane, but it might be a spring plane. So, again, subscribe down below. Thank you for watching, and join me next time on Eddie Go Fly.